Hey guys, just wanted to try something new here, just doing a product spotlight. I just had a purchase that I made this fall and just wanted to tell you guys about it. Maybe it'd help somebody else out here. So anyways, talking about knee braces. A few years ago, about 2 or 3 years ago now I guess, I had a dirt biking accident where I went over the handlebars and ended up tearing my muscle in my shin and tearing the LCL right from the bone. So I didn't know right away that there was something that badly wrong. I finally went for an MRI about 4 weeks later, and they had told me that what all had happened. But by that point, the scar tissue had already started to rebuild and reattach the LCL to the bone, and the muscle was repairing itself. So they decided to just send me in for some physiotherapy and didn't require surgery, at least not at that point. So I went to a bit of physiotherapy, probably not as much as I should have, but did get a few things done. Went back to work. I was back on the dirt bike within a week, not doing much, but at least riding around on it. And from there, I knew I needed to find some better protection for my knees. Before the accident, I had actually looked at knee pads or knee braces, kind of ironically. I'd heard somewhere that it's not a matter of if you'll need a knee brace, it's when. So, I was looking at different knee braces and the cost was pretty high. We were looking at like $700 for a set of knee braces for both knees. So I ended up having some knee braces from before. I've always kind of had knee pain on and off, so I had had a few knee sleeves here. So the knee braces, they provided compression. This one here kind of had some metal supports in it for the knee hinged. Problem was that by the end of the day, these things were digging right into my leg. It was actually pretty painful wearing these things at the end of the day from riding dirt bikes. So kind of gave up on them. They just didn't seem to be doing the trick for me. Provided compression, but no support. So that was kind of the end of those. So what I ended up doing after my accident was actually finding out that I had medical coverage that would cover like a medical grade knee brace. So I decided on the DonJoy knee brace. The DonJoy knee brace was quite the mechanical marvel. It actually came with a knee pad shin guard, which was pretty cool. So as you can see, I've had this knee brace for about 3 years, and I think I've worn it maybe 4 or 5 times. Luckily medical insurance covered it. It was about $1,700, but it wasn't uncomfortable to wear, but it's bulky. Wearing this on your leg, especially dirt biking, when you're gripping the dirt bike with your knees, this side of the knee pad there is just doesn't feel right. It doesn't give you that same motion or control, I guess, on the bike to be able to feel it and grip that bike with your knees. So I don't think I ever really wore this on any trips. Wore it riding around a bit around the house, but that was about it. Wore it hiking a couple times and it was okay, but yeah, just not the best. And it's one knee support. It covers one knee and not the other. So for me, they will replace this one every 2 years under insurance. But if I was to get one for the other knee, I'm looking at spending my own money on that one. So that's another $1,700 that I got to shell out for that. So after that, I just kind of gave up on knee braces and decided to revert back to some knee pads. Purchased these knee pads, I don't know, probably 15, 20 years ago. It was quite a while ago. Bought them to go on a sledding trip, and I think I wore them that trip, and that was about it. So finally dug them out of storage, put them on, and started using them. All it is just a knee guard, shin guard, a couple straps to hold it in place, and that's about it. Surprisingly though, it really did the trick. It provided some sense of security, maybe not support, but at least a little bit of security. Kneeling down, hitting obstacles or something like that, I didn't have to worry about having any damage to my knee, just because at least I had some protection and maybe that false sense of security for support. But it did seem to work for a while. You know, it's one of those things where I've even got my son now a pair of these Liet knee guards, shin guards, and he seems to really like them. You know, it's he wasn't keen on wearing anything for protection, but realized that, you know, it's probably a good thing and might save him down the road. And, you know, after this last trip, he really seemed to like them. But, you know, I did find with these, his are a little more low profile. These are a size medium, so they are a bit smaller. But with mine, I find that still gripping the bike with my knees is a challenge. When I'm riding, trying to stand up, my arms get really sore because I'm holding on to my bike on the handlebars with my arms and not with my knees. So I just don't have that grip with these to be able to, you know, take some pressure off my arms. So I do get arm fatigue, arm pump, and end up having to sit a lot. So she's a good thing I got that comfy seat comfort or seat concept seat on there. So anyways, I decided that I should probably get some knee braces. You know, looked at some different ones, looked at the Liet style X-frame or whatever they have. But I was looking at about $700 for a pair and just kind of wondering what direction to go. You know, did I get another DonJoy? Did I go with Liet, or what was out there? So what I finally decided on was Stoko Pants. I think that's how you say it. Actually designed and manufactured in Vancouver. Well, at least they say design. I'm not sure where they're manufactured, but ended up seeing them on Instagram or YouTube or whatever it was being advertised, and thought I'd give them a try. Basically a compression pant with a cable tensioning system. I don't know if you can see these cables that are running through them, running through around the legs, around the knees, all the way right down to the ankles. So you got these cables that are just tensioned up by two knobs on the back. So you push them down, just like a compression type boot, I guess, whatever you want to call those. And you crank these up. These are just situated right on your lower back. You can see there's a bunch of mud on these still. I got to wash these up. But yeah, they just tighten up right around your knees and all the way down to your legs and provide some good support. So I researched them quite a bit before I bought them. They were a bit expensive, $400 and some by the time they got to me. They were no reviews from any dirt bikers. The only review I found was, or the only thread I found was guys wondering whether they'd be worthwhile for dirt biking. So I went out on a limb, ordered some, and figured I'd give them a try. They came in, I ordered a size large. For reference, I'm about 5'10", 230 pounds. I was on their size chart, I was on the high end of the large. Probably should have gone with extra large. They are very hard to put on. It's like a wetsuit, but you basically kind of get them up around your ankles and then just slowly pull them up. My wife said, oh, it's just like putting on tights. And I'm like, well, I don't put on tights, so not used to that. But, you know, once you get them on, get them into place, get them tightened up, it's actually not too bad. So they do have two models. There's the K1 Flux, which provides some venting on the sides, more of a summer use type of pant. I went with the Summit. The Summit design has no venting, made probably more for maybe winter use, or if you were just using these as a pant. I don't think anybody wants to see me with just these on. They are a little form-fitting, so I definitely wear them underneath some other pants, my riding pants. So they are good for winter for sure. You know, obviously no venting. So any winter sports, like most of the reviews I ever seen on these were for people skiing. It seems to be the market that Stoko was kind of going after with these. And they worked rather well. We ended up finally getting on a dirt bike trip in the middle of October. So getting a little cooler. It was about plus 15 degrees Celsius. So pretty warm for us, really warm for that time of year for us. So we ended up wearing them in that kind of weather and no issues, no overheating, definitely wasn't cold. So my first concern with these pants were these tensioning knobs. You know, they figured that they would probably interfere with my waistband of my riding pants. So that was kind of my first concern with them, but they sit up pretty high, almost act like a kidney belt. You can see the cables actually go through the waistband. And what I found was my riding pants rode right underneath the knobs, so I had no issue with that. So you could, you know, just reach behind your back, give them a good tightening every once in a while, and make sure they're just kind of always right at that right tensioning all the way down. It is a bit difficult. If you go on their website, it'll probably give you more information, but yeah, I did find that they would loosen off. They tighten up in the waist first, and then slowly the tightness goes down into the leg. But you almost got to pull out the waistband in order to tension it up through here, then tighten it some more, and then kind of pull on the waistband a bit to get that tensioning down again. And it's kind of a back and forth when you first get them on, and then throughout the day that tension that's tight up top here will work its way down, and you might just have to give it a little tighten every once in a while, but kind of get that perfect fit all the time. End of the day, pop them out, lets off the tension on the cables, kind of pull it out and just strip them down. A lot of guys I noticed were saying that they go commando. That wasn't me. I ended up figuring I was going to be wearing these 4 days straight without being able to wash them. So obviously you see I still haven't washed them. And so I ended up wearing underwear underneath them and had no issues there. So that was all right. They do give this little bag, a little garment washing bag with it. And that's, I guess, what I'll put them in today and get them all washed up and ready to go again. So after about 4 days of riding, you know, we really tortured ourselves on that trip. We went and found the hardest trails we could find in the foothills of Alberta. So it was a lot of rocky trails, lots of roots, you know, just beating ourselves up for 6-8 hours a day, and then just going at it and doing it again the next day. So really was skeptical on these pants, even after the first day. Wore them, took them off. I was kind of like, you know, did they really do anything? Did they really provide any support? I kept wearing them and just to see, you know, how the effectiveness was on them. It really wasn't until the ride home when I started thinking about it. And, you know, I realized that my whole body was sore. My feet were sore. I had blisters on my feet. Every muscle in my body was fatigued, you know, from my hands through my arms, shoulders, back, thigh muscles from standing up. Yet my knees didn't hurt. You know, it was one of those things that just was kind of not noticeable. You know, it didn't hurt, so I didn't really think about it. But, you know, after I got thinking about it, I'm like, wow, you know, the support that it did provide was, you know, not really obtrusive. It was kind of almost behind the scenes kind of knee support, and, you know, saved me from days of knee pain. Wish they would have made a suit for the rest of my body. It might have helped, but yeah, it felt like wearing a pair of long underwear, really, more than anything. It wasn't a bad feeling. You know, I didn't really have any indications I was wearing anything other than you could see a little bit of the cable marks in my leg, just from the tight compression of them. But, you know, definitely wasn't sore or, you know, abrasive to my skin or anything like that. So it was, they were comfortable to wear. You know, definitely would provide some thermal support or thermal heat in the winter time, like a pair of long johns or long underwear. But, you know, I'll be wearing them again this year. This winter, we'll be getting the snow bike kits out and taking them up to the mountains and trying them out in the winter time. So, you know, it's definitely going to be nice to have a bit of warmth underneath my snowsuit with these, plus having some support. And, you know, sometimes the snow biking can be just as daunting as the hard enduro trails that we do. So it's going to be nice to have these on and try them out and let you guys know in the spring how I make out through the winter on them on the snow biking. I'll go over a bit here. So, you know, the pros were, you know, even at $400 and some for a pair of pants, took a bit of grief on that from my wife. They were rather low cost when you look at a set of knee braces for both knees. You know, if I was to wear anything or buy anything else, you know, I'm looking at close to $1,000, if not $3,000, if you go kind of that medical grade knee brace. So, you know, low cost at that point. Low profile, that was the biggest thing, you know, over the Dawn joists. You know, they're not a lot of, or not anything really sticking out. You know, those knobs at the back are probably the thing that sticks out the most, you know, compared to wearing a compression pant or long underwear or something like that. So very low profile, yet good support. And, you know, with that, it's just very comfortable wearing, and, you know, nothing digging into your legs. You know, it's not like you're getting blisters from wearing them. It's just a great support. And just providing knee support without being overbearing. You know, it's just a cable type system, so it's not real mechanical, no hinges, nothing like that. So it's just the support, almost like a natural support, I guess is what you'd look at. So the cons, I definitely say putting them on. You know, it takes a few minutes to get them on. By the time you get them up over your legs and kind of wiggle your way up your thighs and get them on. You know, not terrible. You get used to it. It gets a little bit easier, but and I don't know what they could do better on that. Maybe for me, it was maybe ordering a size up might have been helpful. Obviously, if I would have gone to an extra large rather than large, it might have been a little bit easier to put on, but they're still comfortable when I got them on. So, you know, in that sense, the large isn't too bad. And the knee pads. So I continue to wear my knee pads with these. I think I always will wear some sort of knee pad with any type of brace that I have. Just provides that extra sense of security, and, you know, and definitely helps when you're hitting obstacles, trees or whatever. You're not getting sore knees from a tree branch hitting you or falling down on a rock or something like that. So, you know, Stoko were to market in the dirt bike department, I would think that would be something that would be nice to incorporate, is to put some sort of knee pad in there. You know, for myself, I think I might go with a more low profile knee pad here in the future, just to be able to grip the bike a bit better. But, you know, if that was something that Stoko was going to implement into some future designs, I'd definitely be looking at that. You know, an all-in-one system is a lot nicer than wearing a bunch of different components. So that's about my synopsis on the Stoko knee brace type system. Do I recommend it? Yes. You know, I was pretty torn in the beginning, and after I thought about it, I was like, yeah, you know what? It was worthwhile. Even the $400, it was still, you know, knee support that I greatly needed. And definitely better than just my knee pads, and not overbearing like you would with a typical knee brace. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions, but other than that, I'll let you know how it goes through the winter in snow biking. They'll be on every trip we go out, so I'll let you know. Anyways, guys, have a great day. Bye-bye.